Hello and welcome. This is Skinner, and we're back with some more MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries. And we just had another successful championship run in the Solaris arena. And now it's time to jump into our main mech, the Daishi. And I think before we do that, we're going to open up the Gladiator and strip out its weapons, because I want to be able to use those. And then let's hop into the Daishi. I think it's time that we did a little bit different loadout. I think this loadout is effective, but the problem is just survivability. I've seen in every assault match I've been in, some location on my body ends up getting destroyed. Usually it's either right or left torso, which is really not that big of a deal because there's no weapons in there, but it does sideline this mech, and it does showcase, in my opinion, the weak armor that we have at the moment. So what I'm going to do is strip out all the weapons, and we might not need the heat sinks. We'll have to see. We move over to reactive armor, again, because I feel like the most damaging weapons that you can have or face in these Solaris arenas are, usually speaking, either ballistic or missile-based weapons. So let's go ahead and max our armor up. So we only have 14 tons after we do that. That doesn't seem quite right, but that's probably because we have a ton of heat sinks. So let's remove all the heat sinks. This makes it obvious if we were to run with this much armor that we cannot do the however many large lasers that we had. I want to have a full tonnage amount, but for right now, we'll just go with 43 tons. So this is as armored up as we possibly can be. And although we could definitely go slower than we're going right now, we're going to try and stay at this speed of 46. All right, so with 43 tons, we have a lot of options open to us. Now, I think ideally from a damage perspective, I want to go with these AC2s, but whether or not we have enough tonnage for that, I'd have to think about it. We need 6, so, or all 6 that we have available to us to get this to be as effective as it can be. So I think the way I'm going to do this is like that. We might actually want to divvy this up a little bit differently rather than have our weapons like that. I figure, yeah, okay, extra ones in the center torso, that makes sense because our center torso is crucial anyway. If we're really hurting in the center torso, we're in trouble anyway if we're losing weapons. But this way that we're not having one location knock out more than one weapon, we'll do this. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to want at least 1 ton's worth of ammo, which we can easily do. And now we're at the point where we want to do more than that. We can't really afford it. So, interesting. Well, what I might do here is I could do this loadout, which I think would work, or I could do the loadout we used with the Gladiator, which was a combination of AC5s and medium lasers. So that's the other loadout we could do. And that seemed pretty effective, if I were to be honest. Now, the downside is that is not nearly as long range as the AC2 setup. Let's just experiment here. So we've got an Ultra AC5 here, we've got an Ultra AC5 here, and we've got another one in the center torso, and let's say we stick one here, and we stick, this is starting to get to the point where that's more than I would like to do. I don't remember how many AC5s I put in the Gladiator, to be honest with you. Maybe it would have been nice to keep an eye on that, but I think it was at least 4, so let's set that up. And we had an extra ton of ammo at the minimum. And then let's see what we can do with medium lasers here. Now we already have the laser anti-missile system, which is what we're going to want to go forward with. So let's say we use a couple of these medium lasers. You get a little bit of speed going. Yeah, that's not a bad loadout. So we've got 3 medium lasers and 4 of these Ultra AC5s. Heat efficiency is pretty good, and ammo is decent. I'd say this is pretty close to what we had in the Gladiator, and this was pretty effective in the Gladiator. Again, range is not going to be that great, but armor should be outstanding. Probably the best yet, as a matter of fact. Alternatively, I could back off the heat sinks just slightly and go with a little less heat efficiency for a little more firepower. So if I were to do that, I'd probably put it... I still think it's not a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket, because if you lose an arm, that's a lot of your firepower. But if we do this, maybe not as heat efficient, but it gives us a little bit extra firepower to work with. Maybe. Do we need that extra firepower, though? I don't know. It's tough to say. I think we go with the heat efficiency, and we just try it like this. All right, let's save that on up. Again, the 2 groups, I think that's fine. All right, so this is what we're going to try. So this is the equivalent of 2 large pulse lasers as far as damage goes, and then you get the additional 3 medium lasers. I think this is an okay loadout. And if we do sequential fire, we'll be able to more or less fire consistently or constantly stream of fire. So I think this is not bad. Let's go ahead, now that we have that saved up, and do our run in the Coliseum. Ooh, not star system, orbital view. There we go. And then we're going to have the grand tournament. So if this works out, I'll be pretty pleased with it. I think the advantage that we have with this loadout is that we can up armor ourselves a lot more than we could with our previous loadout. The previous loadout may be really good firepower wise, but this loadout a lot better in defense, which I think is key for winning these championship runs. All right, so we're not going to be running the Gladiator. Instead, we're going to be running the Daishi, which I'm if it will let me select the right mech, I'm thinking should be more effective than the Gladiator. First off, I think it's going to have more armor, but I also think that our speed is either equivalent or maybe even better than what we had in the Gladiator. I would have to double check, but let's go ahead. We're going to do our Coliseum tournament run.
The last game for the year in the Coliseum. This is Duncan Fisher, and Silesia is going crazy in anticipation. The Steiner fans aren't too happy because local favorite Ellie Neals lost her last 5 matches and won't get to compete in any of the championships. A real upset. But there's a ton of hopefuls and some real powerhouses left. One dark horse that a lot of people are betting on is rookie favorite Spectre. He's slugged his way through each class of competition in this arena. He's earned a crack at the arena title. Way to go, Spectre.
All right, here we go.
Showtime.
Oop, can't miss here. Oh boy. This is the guy I don't want to face. We got to kill him fast. All right. Let's start
The Arena
moving.
Championship matches are the real proving ground for the big event, the Grand Championship. Some of your real big names on the field have their attention divided. Sure, they want to win, but a lot of their focus is on everyone else on the field, how they fight, react, and deal with the unexpected. There's the ejection pod. One less combatant on the field.
All right.
Enemy detected.
We don't want to face this guy either. He can cause us a lot of harm. But
That salvo had his name on it.
that being said, we're also set up to fight him. So let's just be brave here. kind of lay into him. Ooh.
This is the last championship
clear
of the
shot
season.
here.
Only one more game to go, and it has been a real fight so far. More of these games have come out in upsets than any other championship up to now, and I think I know why.
All right, blew
There
off
are
his
some
arm.
pilots out there who don't have a place yet in the Grand Championship. If you win at this level, then that's it. You're in the big game. So the amount of intensity down there is truly electric.
Okay. Ammo's doing okay. Laid into that guy pretty good. I want to make sure we're going after people that need going after. Oh, range is a little bit long, though. Alright, I'm just going to start moving here. Oh, gonna be prepared for the... Alright. People are closing with us. Alright. Try and go for this lighter mech. If I can. He's gonna be a thorn in my side if I don't. Okay. I see you, you bastard. Just be patient. Yeah, that should have done good damage. Alright, we got a new person here to deal with. He's got good damage on his center torso. Let's focus on that. Got him. Oh, really? You wanted some fire, huh? That's what you get.
Welcome to Solaris. Now, let me show you the sky.
Oh, this asshole.
2 Spectre and 2 ejected pilots who... Not all pilots do well in the field, then come to Solaris and do well for themselves. But this Spectre is really showing what transition is all about. 3 folks go home losers just because they underestimated this guy.
Alright, it's Shrin Odessa, so she's tough. She's got some damage. We're more or less unscathed. But that might change as she does more damage to me. There we go.
Pow, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Spectre is now the champion of the Coliseum. From out of nowhere. I haven't seen a performance like this since Gross took the Grand Championship in '62. The sands are choked with debris, and only the best man is left standing. And today, that man is Spectre. The Grand Championship still remains to be played, and I know many of us are wondering whether or not Spectre is prepared to deliver one of the best rookie performances in Solaris history. Until next time, this is Duncan Fisher, live from the Coliseum, signing off.
All right, we did what we needed to do, and I think the defense there, the strong defense, is what we needed. As much as I didn't get touched that much early on, when it came down to it and I was fighting Shrin Odessa, I could take her damage, and it wasn't as devastating, I think, as it would have been in the past if I were just running standard armor. So I think that's what was the key to success. We had good firepower, but we backed it up with good defense, and we could just put solid, consistent fire into them, and when they fired back at me, I could take the fire. So I'm pretty happy with that result, and it looks like we're going to have the Grand Championship here, and this is nothing to take lightly. Now, I think the earnings are about the same, but the competition is much more fierce, because we're going to be in the Coliseum just as we were in this last championship match, but we're going to have to fight many, many more opponents, and that's going to make it all the more challenging. I've used some pretty underrated tactics in the past to get through the Grand Championship. As you might have noticed in the Coliseum, there's little doorways, and in the past, sometimes I'll back into those and hide for quite a while and try and wait it out a little bit. But this is the White Knight playthrough. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that or not. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.